comes to players in the NFL today, everybody knows the Tom Bradys and the Aaron Rodgers. But there are so many guys out there who just aren't getting the recognition they deserve. Talking about some players who put up some serious numbers, but just don't seem to get any attention. And let me tell you, every team has one. The one dude who's just getting overlooked despite how good they are. Every NFL team has at least one player that, no matter how good and productive they are, they just always seem to fly under the radar. Being underrated isn't a bad thing by any means, but we'd like to do our part in bringing more attention towards these NFL players who just aren't getting the love they deserve. So here's every NFL team's most underrated player right now. Arizona Cardinals, Justin Pugh. There's been a knock against Arizona's offensive line for a while now. But Pugh certainly isn't the problem. He has quietly been one of the NFL's best guards over the last 2 seasons. Per Pro Football Focus, Pugh allowed just 1 sack in 2020 and 0 in 2021 in 802 offensive snaps played. That right there is a type of consistency that Kyler Murray no doubt appreciates. Atlanta Falcons, Chris Lindstrom. It's early, but Lindstrom went from being decent in 2019 to solid in 2020 to an absolute rock star in 2021. The Falcons' offensive line was a mess in Matt Ryan's final years, but don't point the finger at Lindstrom. The fourth-year guard earned a 2020 PFF grade of 77.1. That number jumped up to 83.7 in 2021 as he allowed 0 sacks while committing just 2 penalties on 1,034 offensive snaps. Baltimore Ravens, Chuck Clark. The do-it-all safety was tailor-made for the Ravens thanks to his slick coverage skills and ability to bring the pressure on a blitz-happy Baltimore defense. Clark had 12 passes defended and 2 picks in 2021, and opposing QBs only completed 56.3% of their passes when targeting him, per Pro Football Reference. And we're sure he's only gonna get better from here. Buffalo Bills, Gabriel Davis. Davis is a classic example of how the stats don't tell the whole story. He has just 70 catches and 1,148 yards over his first 2 seasons. But he also has an impressive 13 touchdowns over that span. And y'all saw the guy rack up 4 touchdown receptions in the Bills' AFC divisional round loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Stephon Diggs is the Bills' go-to man in the passing game. But Davis's excellent set of wheels and his production in the red zone make him a valuable asset to a Bills passing game that's looking for a new number 2 behind Diggs. Carolina Panthers, Jeremy Chinn. The Southern Illinois product wreaks havoc all over the field. Though his coverage leaves a lot to be desired, Chinn makes up for it with his ball-hawking skills. 10 pass defenses, 2 picks, 3 forced fumbles, and a trio of fumble recoveries speaks for itself. The Panthers love using Chinn as a pass rusher when the occasion calls for it too. Honestly, he's just a great piece for Carolina to build around long-term. Chicago Bears, Darnell Mooney. During a down year from veteran stalwart Allen Robinson, Mooney emerged as Chicago's new go-to man. He finished with 81 catches for 1,055 yards and 4 touchdowns. Easy for fans to overlook that production when you're on a bad team, but Mooney came into his own and is starting to look like a legit number 1 wideout. Let's just say Mooney won't be underrated for too much longer. Cincinnati Bengals, DJ Reader. The Bengals' high-powered offense was the talk of the town in their unexpected 2021 AFC Championship winning season. But credit is due to the other side of the ball, and it starts with the front 7. You all know how great Trey Hendrickson is, but defensive tackle DJ Reader was also pivotal in the Bengals' 2021 success. One of the game's elite run stoppers, Reader finished with an excellent PFF grade of 80.8 in 2021. Cleveland Browns, Wyatt Teller. The Bills surely regret giving Teller away to the Browns for the low price of 2 late-round picks. Buffalo's O-line has been lackluster at best over the past 3 years, while Cleveland's, on the other hand, has been absolutely elite. And that's all largely thanks to Teller, who earned back-to-back second-team All-Pro nods in 2020 and 2021. If it weren't for Zach Martin or Quentin Nelson, Teller would have a case for being the NFL's top guard right now. Dallas Cowboys, Dalton Schultz. There's a lot of star power on the Cowboys offense, so it's pretty easy to overlook the production of tight end Dalton Schultz. He showed promise in 2020, but a full season with Dak Prescott really helped Schultz take his game to another level in 2021. He caught 78 passes for 808 yards and 8 touchdowns, despite having to share targets with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Cedric Wilson, and Michael Gallup. With Cooper and Wilson gone, the path is there for Schultz to really ascend to another level in 2022 and beyond. Denver Broncos, Tim Patrick, Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and Javonte Williams are the talk of this Denver offense. But late bloomer Tim Patrick is just as vital to this group's success. The undrafted Utah product surpassed the 50-catch and 700-yard marks in 2020 and 2021. He also had 11 touchdowns over that span, even though Denver's quarterback play really hasn't been great. With Wilson now in the fold, Patrick could become a consistent 1,000-yard wideout. Detroit Lions, Frank Ragnow. If there's one thing Lions fans should be excited about, it's their offensive line. Penei Sewell is going to be an All-Pro for many years to come, and he's not the only young star in this group. Ragnow is one of the NFL's elite centers, and he hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. Per PFF, he didn't allow a single sack in 2020 or 2021, though he was limited to 4 games last season. Green Bay Packers, Rashawn Gary. Remember when Gary was labeled as a boomer bust prospect entering into the 2019 draft? Well, suffice to say, he's been a boom for the Packers. Gary's production skyrocketed big time in 2021. He notched 9.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 47 QB pressures. PFF rated him at 89.3 on the year, and he was their 34th ranked player of the 2021 season. So, in other words, the kid's pretty good. Houston Texans, Jonathan Grenard. Grenard wreaked havoc along the Texans' defensive line all season long. You probably just didn't notice it because, well, Houston wasn't a very good football team. Grenard broke out in year 2 with 8 sacks, 4 passes defended, and a pair of forced fumbles. He and Roy Lopez were 2 bright spots on a non-competitive Houston team that ought to be excited about what they're building in their front 7. Indianapolis Colts, Braden Smith. Everyone knows that the Colts boast a dominant offensive line, but much of the credit goes to Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson. Young offensive tackle Braden Smith often gets overlooked, but make no mistake about it, he's been just as valuable to this group. He struggles with penalties at times, but Smith had a PFF grade of 79.8 or higher in each of the last 3 seasons. And in 937 snaps in 2020, he didn't allow a single sack. Jacksonville Jaguars, James Robinson. Robinson has put up very good numbers on a lowly Jacksonville Jaguars team. Because the Jaguars were football's worst team in both 2020 and 2021, it's easy to overlook the undrafted product's talents. Robinson posted 1,070 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2020. Yet, that wasn't good enough for one-and-done head coach Urban Meyer, who curiously drafted Clemson product Travis Etienne with the number 25 pick in 2021. If Robinson was fully healthy in 2021, he would have likely hit a second straight 1,000-yard season. But sure, tell us that's not good enough, Urban. Kansas City Chiefs, Nick Bolton. It was a surprise to see Bolton fall all the way down to the 58th spot in the 2021 draft, but the Chiefs certainly aren't complaining. They got excellent value out of the Missouri linebacker in year 1. Bolton was a top-notch run stopper, missing only 3.4% of his tackles, according to Pro Football Reference. Las Vegas Raiders, Trayvon Merrick. The safety out of TCU did everything the Raiders asked of him in 2021. He notched 1 pick and 6 passes defended, and only 14 of 24 passes thrown in his direction were completed. He helped the Raiders eliminate the explosive plays that had plagued them all those years earlier. Honestly, add it all up, and Merrick was low-key a big part of Vegas' run to the playoffs. Los Angeles Chargers, Asante Samuel Jr. With all the big-name players on that star-studded Chargers roster, it's pretty easy to overlook the 47th overall pick from 2021. Samuel Jr. displayed excellent ball-hawking skills just like his old man, recording 2 picks and 11 passes defended. He did struggle at times in coverage, but that's gonna happen when you're a rookie lining up opposite the NFL's best. Just don't be surprised if this is soon the NFL's best cornerback tandem. Los Angeles Rams, Van Jefferson. When you have this guy as your number 3 receiver, yeah, your offense has to be pretty darn good. The Rams' 2020 second-round pick stepped up when Robert Woods suffered a season-ending injury last year. Jefferson broke out with 50 catches for 802 yards and 6 touchdowns, helping LA to a Super Bowl 56 championship. And to think he'll just be a number 3 wideout on the Rams, with Cooper Kupp and now Allen Robinson in the fold. Miami Dolphins, Christian Wilkins. PFF's 72nd ranked player of the 2021 season finally broke out after unimpressive 2019 and 2020 seasons. The 2019 first-round pick was a run-stopping beast in Miami's defense. He also notched 4.5 sacks, 4 pass defenses, and a forced fumble. Finally, he has become what Miami envisioned when they drafted the dude 13th overall. Minnesota Vikings, KJ Osborn. It's hard to stand out when you play in the same offense as Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen. But perhaps 2022 is the year where Osborn emerges as a household name. Osborn was a big-time playmaker for the Vikings in 2021, hauling in 50 passes for 655 yards and 7 touchdowns. Not too bad for a 2020 fifth-rounder who didn't catch a single pass in his rookie year. New England Patriots, Michael Onwenu. If you're ever wondering why Bill Belichick never pays a premium to retain star offensive linemen, just look at Onwenu. The star guard out of Michigan was a 6th-round draft pick in 2020, and he's already one of the game's top offensive linemen. Onwenu had PFF grades of 84.3 and 87.0 in 2020 and 2021 respectively. His power blocking has helped the Patriots consistently run the ball down their opponents' throats. Pretty good for a guy you probably never even heard of. New Orleans Saints, Demario Davis. Like a fine wine, Davis just seems to get better with age. He has been a rock on that New Orleans defense since coming to NOLA in 2018. One first-team All-Pro nod in 2019, followed up by consecutive second-team All-Pro selections. Davis simply does it all. He's excellent in coverage, elite in stopping the run, and dangerous as a blitzer. The Saints really found a gem here. New York Giants, Azeez Ojulari. The Giants really stunk it up big time in 2021, but the number 50 pick of last year's draft was not the reason why. Ojulari was arguably the most valuable player on the G-Men last season, racking up 8 sacks and 27 QB pressures. And that was only year 1. If he keeps improving, he'll start to get the recognition he truly deserves. So the whole underrated thing may not apply to him for long. New York Jets, Quinnen Williams. Very little has gone right for the Jets over the years, but there are several cornerstone players to build around, including Williams. The number 3 pick of the 2019 draft broke out with 7 sacks in 2020. Last season, he notched 6 sacks, 3 passes defended, and 16 QB pressures. Williams is renowned for his run stopping, but he's also one of the best in bringing pressure up the middle. Philadelphia Eagles, Javon Hargrave. It's easy to immediately think of Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox when you hear Eagles defense. But Javon Hargrave deserves some credit too. Hargrave has been a beautiful addition to this Philly defense. He earned his first Pro Bowl nod in 2021 after bringing the heat with 24 QB pressures, 18 quarterback hits, and a career-high 7.5 sacks. Pittsburgh Steelers, Ahkello Witherspoon. Witherspoon had a career year in his first season with the Steelers. The former San Francisco 49er excelled as a lockdown corner, allowing just 37.8 passes in his direction to be completed. Witherspoon also came away with 3 interceptions while also notching 9 passes defended. Furthermore, opposing quarterbacks had a woeful 35.1 passer rating when they targeted Witherspoon last season. So, in other words, don't throw at him. San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Juszczyk. The fullback position is a dying breed. Unless your fullback is Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Shanahan just keeps finding ways to get the most out of this 49ers fan favorite. Juszczyk is the unsung hero of this offense, always coming up with big-time blocks and valuable catches when the team needs them most. Oh, and by the way, he has 6 straight Pro Bowl selections. Seattle Seahawks, Damien Lewis. For as much criticism as the Seahawks O-line gets, it's important to show some respect to Lewis. The number 69 selection of the 2020 draft has been a rock on the Seattle offensive line. Penalties aside, he's only allowed 4 sacks through his first 2 seasons despite the weak group of linemen around him. At least someone was able to block for Russell Wilson those last few years in Seattle. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Antoine Winfield Jr. After winning Winning a Super Bowl with Tampa in year one, Winfield followed it up with his first career Pro Bowl nod. Winfield did it all in Todd Bowles' defense: 2 INTs, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 6 passes defended. He's also notched 5 sacks over his first 3 seasons, and PFF ranked him as the number 30 player of 2021. Might not be long until he's viewed as the best safety in the league. Tennessee Titans, Kevin Byard. As good as Winfield is, the Titans safety is even better. Byard was once again a rock in the Tennessee secondary, racking up 13 passes defended and 5 picks, and he only allowed a 51.7 completion percentage when thrown at last season. Few safeties do it all like Byard. He forces turnovers, holds up in coverage, and is remarkably durable, having yet to miss a single game in his career. He's probably the best safety in the league right now, even though he rarely gets recognized as such. Washington Commanders, Kendall Fuller. Fuller's second stint in DC has been much better than the first. A Super Bowl 54 champion with the Chiefs, Fuller is coming off the best season of his career in what was a down year for Washington. Fuller's 16 passes defended were a career best. Only 4 corners were ranked ahead of Fuller by PFF in 2021. His run defense was solid, and Jack Del Rio didn't shy away in using him as a pass rusher either. If Fuller can build off this career year, he won't be underrated much longer. But who do you think is the most underrated player in the NFL right now? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.